Today I'm making the Tomislav from Team Fortress 2. For this build, you'll need scissors, exacto knives, a Dremel tool, hot glue and glue gun, Elmer's glue, sponge brushes, goggles, some kind of mask, masking tape, acrylic paint or spray paint, silver rub and buff metallic finish, 1/2 inch PVC, 1.5 inch PVC, a section of 6 inch by formerly 24 inch pipe left over from the steampunk arm build, cereal box cardboard, EVA foam, foam core poster board, or both. I went with both. The Tomislav is an oversized modified Tommy gun, but since determining scale is pretty much impossible in TF2, I'm building it closer to the scale of a real Tommy gun, using my old Tommy gun prop as a reference. If you want to make yours closer to Heavy's scale, then just take all the measurements in this tutorial and multiply them by a factor of 2. Cut two 12 inch by 1 3/4 inch pieces of foam core. Draw and cut a 6 inch slot on one side for the bolt. Save the piece that you cut out. I had to Dremel the edges of the pipe because the cut wasn't even.
Okay, check it out. That is all PVC dust. Well, you know, from that blue sewage pipe.
Use the pipe to trace 2 circles onto foam. Use them to cap each end of the pipe. I used pieces of scrap EVA foam to create an internal support structure. You don't really need to do this. I mean, it does strengthen the end caps, but really I'm just trying to get rid of excess foam, because as you can recall, I have a ton of it. Make this structure to connect the drum magazine to the gun. The cavity in the middle is for the barrel to fit through. Cut these pieces. There's supposed to be holes in 3 of the 4 pieces. Glue these pieces to one of the lengths of foam core. Glue on the other length of foam core and fit the barrel through the middle. Cut this shape for the rear upper handle. Glue the 2 pieces together and attach them to the top panel of the gun along with the forward and rear sights. Oh, right. Also cut a top panel for the gun. Then I drilled 2 holes in the side of the gun and pressed 2 bolts into them. Didn't even need glue. Cut a 2 inch length of 1.5 inch PVC for the muzzle. Cut foam O-rings and use them to fix the muzzle around the end of the barrel. Those are held in place with hot glue. Draw the shape of the forward grip onto EVA foam. It's about a foot long. Once you cut it out, use it to cut and trace 2 identical pieces. Glue these 3 pieces together. I used a piece of conduit to create the ribbed pattern on the barrel. Attach the forward grip onto the barrel using foam and hot glue. Use the Dremel tool to create that depression in the grip. I'm coating the EVA foam in Elmer's glue using sponge brushes. This does 3 things. First, it strengthens the foam. Second, it fills in the seams between the foam pieces. And lastly, it creates a better surface for painting. This is especially important if you're spray painting because foam has a tendency to absorb spray paint. And what the glue does is it gets absorbed, dries, hardens, strengthens the foam, and creates a barrier. Attach the drum magazine to the bottom of the gun. I'm not making it detachable. I had to redesign the rear drum support because the blue pipe I used was about 1 inch too short, and it threw everything off. But yeah, make it out of foam, hot glue it in place, and coat it in Elmer's glue. For the top handle, cut these strips out of foam core. To get these folds to hold their shape, cut notches in the foam with the exacto knife, bend them, and glue them in place with hot glue. Hot glue them to the side of the gun. You can also hold them in place with screws. It'll look a little more realistic, and also it'll help because this handle has to support a lot of weight. The top grip is 4 inches wide. Cut out some foam. Glue the foam. Dremel the foam. Hot glue it in place and coat it in Elmer's glue. I made the metal bands around the drum out of a Cheerios box. I ran out of bolts, so I just cut them out of foam. Paint all the shiny metallic parts black for now, and all the gray parts gray. I'm using acrylic paint, but you can also use spray paint if you want. You just have to make sure that the exposed edges of the foam core are thoroughly coated in glue. This is because foam core contains styrofoam which dissolves in the presence of aerosol spray. Here's an example. It's like alien blood. To create the tarnished metallic look on parts of the gun, I took a dab of rub and buff and spread it on the parts of the gun that needed to be silver. Mask the parts that you don't want to be silverish. And now you're done. Yeah.